Hello, greetings, and salutations.
Salutations.
We are the Doormen. Welcome to a brand new episode of the podcast. My name is Evangelist,
Steven in the building.
and we are your hosts.
Those guys.
Those guys.
And welcome to the first consecutive back-to-back episode
In a while.
In a long
In a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we try our hand at consistency, and we're trying to. I think we're figuring out what's the best
Yeah.
way to go about these things. We're making some great adaptations to our current situations. And we spilled a little bit of our situations to you in the previous episode.
And if you didn't hear that one, then you don't get to know.
Yeah. Hey, feel free. Go back and watch
Catch up.
all of the episodes. There's 59. This will be number 60. And we've been having a fantastic time doing it, right?
Yep.
So, first off, I've heard from multiple people. Why don't you guys do more to promote? And I have a theory. This is my goal, right? Like we've told you before, we don't do the trendy. I try not to touch on trendy topics, so we're not going to rave and rant about,
It'd be easy to be
Trump
millionaires.
or.
I've been doing it that way.
No,
we want to take the road less traveled.
I mean, is it about being millionaires? I don't know if it's
I'm not gonna lie to you, Brother Evan. Would be nice.
It would be nice. It'd be nice to, cash in on some.
I'll tell you what.
Some.
I'm gonna
Paul
go
brother.
out on a limb right now and say that if I win the Mega Millions,
Sure.
obviously, you and mine will be taken care of. But every listener that comments on this episode, if I win, on my mother's eyes, I'll give you a
Well,
million.
of course, Margaret's going to be taken care of.
Yeah, that's about me and mine.
Our number one commenting listener.
Yeah.
Thank you, Margaret.
My mom would get the million.
Absolutely
based on
appreciate you.
Yeah.
I would hope if you win the Mega Millions that you get much more than just 1 million.
Of course, I said she'd be taken care of.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so my theory is, if we get listeners who value what it is we're talking about, who take what we're talking about and really hear the wisdom in what it is we share, and then you share it with others, eventually enough people will know where we could actually get paid for this stuff.
Yep. Joe Rogan.
But outside of that, I for a while I was pushing. I would send people our episode links via text message or other social media platforms. But you know what? Why do that?
Right.
If we're saying something that the few of you are actually listening to, that you value, that you find value in, and you decide it's valuable enough that you're going to share it, I think that I would much rather, it would be much more fulfilling to gain listeners that way than any other way personally.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Steven might have a different goal or objective in mind when it comes to gaining listeners, but that's where I stand. So
well, no, it's easy to go out there and I guess pander to get followers, right? Because that's what all these trendy influencers do. They pander
sure
to whatever the newest fad is. And yeah, I mean, we don't. Evan does a good job at keeping me off the trendy topics, because I could go on for fucking days about some of the shit that's going on.
you flip through social media enough.
Yeah, it's everywhere, man.
Yeah.
It's constant in your face.
Yeah. For a while, I my excuse. So back in 2006, I created a Facebook page, and then the idea was to keep in touch with a certain buddy who was going off to Colombia at the time, and that was the way we were going to keep in touch. And then slowly but surely, I added other people, and then I thought, man, I realized, like, it says friends, right? But a lot of the people that I had weren't necessarily friends.
Yeah.
They were just people that I'd known, and I guess it was awesome. I guess it was awesome to see what they're up to and see the posts. And that lasted for a while. You gain so many thousands of friends.
Whoa, big
friends,
time.
right? But
Down, big time.
no. Truth of the matter, I worked at a bar, so
Right.
it was easy to, for people to see what's up and, jump on, want to jump on and be on this friends list and whatnot,
Right.
or friends, whatever, followers, whatever you call Facebook. What is it called?
Friends.
Friends. Anyway, but then I realized, I care about everybody I come in contact with, everybody I meet. You develop a care, but eventually you realize that your circles are truly this small,
Right.
and then everybody else, acquaintances, and then how much do you really value the day-to-day of those acquaintances? I don't know. I just found it unfulfilling. Anyway.
Well, I used to go through an annual purge list on my on the Facebook, just because it did get to a point where if like the last time I had a message from you or a comment from you was on my birthday in 2011, like we're not friends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But even the birthday things, right? I shied away for about 4 years. I shied away from leaving birthday comments because it became such a superficial thing. Like, oh yeah, on your birthday, you're. So I kind of ran away from sending birthday shout outs.
This is the thing too. When you see that notification that it's so and so's birthday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have their number in your phone, doesn't take that much longer to open your phone and text that individual happy birthday, right?
That became my practice.
Right. That's exactly what I do. Unless I don't have your number and I don't really give a shit, I won't comment.
I mean,
because you're gonna have a fucking happy birthday whether or not Steven and Evan make comments on your fucking Facebook page.
Absolutely. Well, the point I was gonna make was eventually I got this phone. I got a new phone recently, and then I totally lost all the information that held me to that original Facebook account that I created back in 2006. So I'm no longer on Facebook. Oh, what a difference, right?
Yeah.
What a difference it is not to know random happenings.
Right.
Right? What a difference it is not to know, the day-to-day of people, of random people. Eventually became random people. And
Right.
it was awesome to see my family members, because a lot of my family members would be a part of my friends list. But eventually, the family that truly,
The real ones.
the real ones, you would get texts. So like there's a text, a mass text from one of my family, one group of family members, and it's so enjoyable just to hear real advice, real well wishes.
Yeah.
I mean, and then your friends, your real friends, they'll have your number and they'll actually text you and try to get in contact, and,
Right.
and that's so refreshing. It's such a fulfilling thing, right? So that's where we are, and so if you stop seeing any of me on Facebook, that's why. If you cared, if it mattered, and it wasn't really a big presence on Facebook, but
The funny thing is when you unfriend somebody, right? I mean, used to be the only way that they would know is that they go and see who no longer is there, right? Or
Right.
whatever. There's an app now. At least there's an advertisement for an app
oh,
that can tell you who unfollowed you, when they unfollowed you. Like, why do you need to know all that shit? Like, the people I don't talk to that I talked to in high school, I don't give a good goddamn what the fuck their problem is with me. I don't give a shit.
You know what? I recently heard an interview. I forget, it was one of the popular podcasts, but they were saying
the Doormen. Not that popular one. It's a different popular.
Well, anyway, they were talking about how friends share locations now.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's going too far. That for me, that's like, call me old school. I'm old school. Back in our day, when I was younger, in my 20s, teens, we didn't need to know where our buddies were every minute of the day.
Well, they use the
zero difference.
They use the crutch or the reasoning that they check the location for safety, right? Like I can attest that if you're somewhere, you can take care of yourself.
Sure.
And same goes for me. I don't need to have people know my location. If I call you from said location and say, hey, some shit went down and I need some help, then yeah. But you ain't gonna...
Here I come to save the day.
Yeah, and it's also like, what kind of life do you have where you're just monitoring other people's locations?
24/7.
Like, come on.
That's wild. That's wild. Anyway.
It's good for the kids, though.
Like
so the children.
Very good for the kids, right? But, even then, as kids, my parents didn't know where I was 24/7 at a certain age, right? Maybe up until I was in junior high school, but then after that, there was a little bit of a leeway, a little bit of slack. My parents allowed me in order to, because I want to say that helicopter parenting is a norm nowadays, right? It's with certain, especially with technology. That helicopter, like knowing where your kids are, like every second of the day. Oh, they're in the next room, but I'm checking what they're doing.
See, that's the thing too.
Apps.
Like if you need that app for you to check what your kids are watching or looking at, then they don't need an electronic device. That's how I look at it.
Right.
Like if you don't trust your children enough to, I mean, there's going to be things that they are going to come across. It's just inevitable. You can't shield them from everything. But if you need to see what app they're on and see who they're talking to, they're not ready for that device. They're just not.
And again, guys, we're just over here spouting our opinions, our thought processes, and the way it works in our heads. But whatever. You can take what we have, thoughts that we have, ideas that we have. You can take it and make something of it, or you don't have to. But that's who we are. We're looking to share our ideas, and then in turn hear from you and your ideas eventually.
It's funny with growing up with my mom. My mom was a single mom, as most of you know. If I got in trouble or did some stupid shit, I would oftentimes tell her.
Tell her
what I did.
Wow.
Like, I got in trouble when I was, 18 or 19 for stealing condoms from a grocery store.
Okay.
Thought I was smooth as silk. Smooth in my head. Went down.
What made you steal?
Well, I had a girlfriend at the time.
Oh, okay.
And I was being
they
safe.
Weren't cheap enough?
I was being safe.
But they weren't cheap enough.
Oh, no, I didn't want to spend my money. It was stupid.
Okay. All right.
So I got caught by the store security guard, and he goes, right idea, bad way to go about it, though. So I got what do you call it? Not a...
Pretty witty guy.
Well, yeah. It wasn't a ticket. It was restitution, right? $190 restitution. So I went home thinking that the fucking SWAT team was gonna kick my door down, and this, and if I didn't pay it, I was gonna get thrown in the fucking San Quentin. So I went home, and my mom was asleep, and I woke her up and I said, "Hey, I got in trouble. I sold condoms in the grocery store," and she's just like, "You idiot," and went back to sleep. Because in my mind, the police showing up to my mom's place of employment saying, "We have a warrant for your son over some stolen condoms," what was going through my head.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. We've always had that kind of relationship where...
Isn't it crazy that we've gone from that to what we see in California today?
Yeah.
Where you don't even no one even speaks to you unless it's over $900.
And even then, you get away
stolen,
with it,
yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I guess at one point there was, we were heading towards
Well, this was in Colorado.
But even in Colorado, right?
But up until I think it was 2015, Colorado had their felonious theft dollar amount at $499.
Wow.
But Colorado turned super quick, so their limit's probably 10 grand now. Just a skosh under money laundering, you can
Right.
You can get away with
Right
it.
before you hit that grand larceny.
Right, exactly.
It becomes
Right before you got to
ticket-worthy.
report it to the
becomes
income tax.
arrest-worthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they'll think about it.
Yeah.
You see that video of that guy stealing smokes in Stockton?
No.
So this individual was behind the counter at a 7-Eleven, and somebody was filming him. He had a roll trash can, like a 50-gallon trash can, putting all the smokes in the trash can. And the workers are sitting there thinking, and then at some point, worker grabs him, and the guy filming is like, no, don't touch him, don't do that, you can't do that. And the guy's like, fuck this, it's my store. Here comes a second worker right across the screen with a broom handle or a mop handle, whooped his ass like you wouldn't, but literally. The guy was holding him, arms here, legs here, and his ass was in the air, and that dude was,
whooping his ass.
caning his ass.
I mean, that's what we need to be, bro.
Yeah.
That's what we need to be.
I got my first job at Blockbuster because I stopped people from stealing shit. The manager was like, hey, you want a job? After I caught these two little bastards stealing video games, and I chased one down the street, and I got the video games back, and she said, you want a job? I said, matter of fact, I need one.
Matter of fact, I do.
So, we're a long way from that. You
Yeah.
can't even, the security guards can't even touch people anymore.
Well, new day, new dollar, new ideas, new happenings.
I just don't think it's worth it
Yeah,
anymore.
it isn't. It isn't. Well, before we get into the meat of things, I want to give my Branch Bandits a shout out. We made first season playing. We made the playoffs. We finished our regular season in third place. Thus, me representing in my Branch Bandits gear once again. Yeah, great team. As a matter of fact, we just had a team meeting, right? Had a team meeting at an awesome.
Lamppost Pizza.
Well, it's
You
a
guys
little
all play
backyard.
Video games.
It was a backyard.
Your picture of Pepsi.
There's a backyard. I want to say backyard
Booty.
taco setup, right? Where a buddy knows an authentic Mexican cook, and then so you go there and you make sure to call ahead of time and let her know, how many people you have planned to come there, and then she has a spread. So today she was serving some barbacoa plates and tacos and on homemade tortillas. You know how to get Mexican with it.
Yeah.
Tortillas. I'm Samoan. Everybody knows it. But when you have homemade tortillas, then you gotta give it that little
That
Espanol.
extra, that
Tortillas.
I gotta sound like Speedy Gonzalez.
I would have went a little hyper. I'm not racist. Right. Anyways, homemade tortillas. She had awesome shrimp cocktails with a little bit of spice. She had some ceviche. Oh my God. I was in Mexican heaven today. And then she makes the best micheladas you ever. Right? So I ran through about probably a gallon of that awesome mix. And, oh, dude. Woo. Anyway, that's why I'm a little red, a little flushed. Had a few. It's going to be it's going to ensure a good show today.
Yes.
Hopefully. Anyway, Branch Bandits news. That's we're kudos to my guys. Kudos to our momager who's made a great team. She's put a lot of work in. Kudos to my wife who has never played organized sports, and then for her to the first time she plays softball, she's awesome. She's super awesome. Anyway, that's us, Branch Bandits. Live and in your mouth. Because if we're coming out of your mouth, then obviously we're on your mind. So that's where that is. I had to give a little kudos.
Yeah.
So Steven was sharing the bad news about his fireballs.
Yeah, we might not have a season this year because
Holy shit.
we lost a lot of people because we had a bunch of kids on the team that were in the police academy.
Hey, kudos to that.
Yeah, and I think their academies are coming up.
Okay.
A couple
Kudos
who
to
got
that.
married, that old chestnut.
Yeah. That old ball and chain.
But we don't know yet. Nobody really responded to our team message.
Hey, but you never know. Steven
True.
might be right behind you.
So.
Marion.
So I'll still play softball though.
Yeah.
That won't be an excuse as to not. So me and Danny and Noe might join a bowling league. We don't know yet.
Or crossover the Branch Bandits.
Crossover the Branch Bandits.
That would be awesome. We'll fill you in on the needs of our team next season. It's coming.
Well, we come with high prices.
Oh.
Because we are a talented group of men.
Very, very, very talented baseball players.
Talented group of men. So
League of Extraordinary Men.
We some sort of guarantee money, and we're gonna be like MLB.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh.
You know, the players' union.
Oh wait. Every time we do a happy hour, drinks must be
Supplied.
Okay.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. We're not that. We're not that bougie. Yeah, we don't know, but the 3 seasons we played.
Okay.
I don't think we ever came in less than third or lower than third. Got fucking bamboozled last season.
Bamboozled. Good beat.
But yeah, it was fun. A lot of cool people on the team. You know Noe.
Yeah. Awesome.
Niece.
Niece. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome siblings.
So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do, but maybe we'll join a bowling league or an archery team.
Hey, you know what, man? So our momager, she played a couple games on a kickball team.
Yeah, I don't think
kickball, bro.
The knee is kickball worthy.
Okay.
Maybe though. I might try. I might break my other collarbone.
Hey, you know what? We might join some type of a cornhole league.
Ooh, that's
cornhole is pretty awesome.
Yeah, action packed.
So, what's been going on in recent days? Lots of, I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen this presidential race. People who are getting a lot of attention, of course, Trump, Biden, DeSantis, RFK Jr. My boy Vivek, he doesn't even know me, but I have been enjoying his rhetoric. Vivek Ramaswamy, if you've not checked him out, man, give the guy a listen. The guy is saying so much that just resonates with me.
Yeah.
My man has bought in to this revolutionary America, right?
Yeah.
That 1776 America, man. And so if if you guys have not heard anything he's had to say, check out a couple of interviews by that guy. Patrick Ben-David just held a town hall meeting with him, and the guy just really expanded on his plans for his presidency. Give the guy a listen, bro.
I think it's super strange that every time something happens on one end of the spectrum, and I won't say who, you can come to that conclusion on your own, another indictment gets handed down.
Yeah, well.
And then, when you listen to what people are saying in clips and, town hall meetings and all these other things, they're telling you and showing you exactly what they want to happen.
Exactly who they are.
And it's just, it's so hard to believe that people can still say we're in a better spot now than we were in 2017.
When I hear that coming from newscasters or comedians or anyone who's joined one side or the other. When I hear that things are just as good, if not better, than they were at the beginning of this current administration, it's mind-boggling. It's fucking mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Because gas is high fives, $6, low $6 a gallon in some regions, depending on what you're getting. Inflation is through the roof.
Right.
You're paying $50 for a meal that once costed you $30.
I can drop a fact on you right now and make you shit your pants.
Go ahead.
Shelby and I went to lunch the other day at McDonald's.
Okay, McDonald's.
McDonald's, because it was close to work and we were running behind.
McDonald's.
We needed something fast. We got 2 meals. How much do you think it was? Honestly, give me an honest guess.
Honestly, for like today's prices, easily $30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And every single time we go eat, every single time the person says, "Oh, it's blah blah blah, $30." Me, I'm like,
what?
What?
Yeah.
Or I'll say, "God damn, what?"
Yeah, fast food nowadays, easily 2 people, you're paying $30. Easily.
We went to Taco Surf
Isn't
yesterday.
that fucking crazy?
We went to Taco Surf
which
yesterday. The one in Los Al.
Okay.
It was me, Shelby, and the kids. So we got 4 meals.
Spent about $70.
$50.
And the kids don't even eat that much.
And they don't eat for free either. So, fuck McDonald's. Never again for me.
Yeah, fuck that.
Never again.
Yeah.
Because
I haven't eaten McDonald's in so long. It's been stupid long.
it's, you know...
I'm just against fake food.
It is convenient.
I want real food.
It is convenient with the kids. It is convenient, you know, the drive-through, which everyone has. But they're all the same. They're all the same shit. Even the discount menu, you know what I mean? And maybe it's just time to fuck them all. Let the paramedics sort them out, because certain places are just you just have to stop going. That's the only way they're gonna get the message.
Yeah.
You just have to stop patronizing these places.
Pretty much.
And it's frustrating. Side note, took Shelby and the kids yesterday on a little road trip.
Where'd you go?
A little tour of California.
All of California?
No, little tour of... So we left our house.
Where'd you go?
Left our house. Drove them to Redondo Beach. Got back on the freeway. Took them off the 405 at pretty much Beverly Hills. Drove them through Beverly Hills. Through downtown Los Angeles. And back home. Downtown, showed them where my Uncle Mark's construction office used to be. It's tagged up.
Wow.
Very nicely now.
You don't say.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, it was... Beverly Hills it's like that town that has the bubble over it.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single homeless person.
Sure.
There's not any overhead power lines in the entire city of Beverly Hills. All their street signals are in succession. So when the far one turns green, it's about a 2-second delay before they all turn green. And then yellow.
Well, when you have money,
right?
When you have money readily flowing through the lifeline of that city, as Beverly Hills does, you're gonna have. There's gonna be things that click, you know, pretty efficiently.
Right.
So I mean, that's
Also, I noticed trash cans every 20 feet on the street.
Sure.
So there is almost make goddamn sure that there's no litter.
Well, I mean,
and we're at a stoplight, and I gave baby wipe to Adam to wipe his mouth, and the windows are down so he can look up. What does he do? Throws it out the window.
Oh no!
Wait, on Rodeo Drive.
Oh no! I would have pulled over.
Oh man!
And picked up.
I said, Adam, and he went, oops.
Yeah, I would have totally pulled over, picked it up. At one point, no.
Rodeo Drive, man.
Listen, I'm no look. I'm no saint. I'm far from it. You know, I'm an idiot. And I spent many days, many years as an idiot. Matter of fact, at our little Branch Bandits meeting, my wife was filling in everybody on how much of an idiot I could truly be at times. And then so she went through a little quick history of my idiotic behaviors. Anyway, when I was in my 20s, my theory or my justification for throwing shit out of the window of a moving car was, what is Caltrans going to do otherwise?
Right.
These people have a duty that they're fulfilling, because of people like myself. Otherwise, what are these, people who need the
Job security.
Job security, not only job security, but all of my guys who are doing the what is that thing
Work
called?
release.
No, not just work release. Work release is one of them, but
Community service.
community service. Because so many people don't want to pay the ticket; they just want to go do community service. What are they going to do, right? So I thought, in my justifications, fast forward to 15 years later, when I decided how idiotic I was. A young family member of mine, and I won't name names, but my young family member provided me with the exact same justification, and I realized that I just may have been the guy to influence that justification, and I felt this small.
Right.
I felt like an idiot.
Did you feel this small when you saw the crying Indian? Litter on the. Remember that commercial from when you were a child? Don't litter. And there's an Indian standing in the background crying.
I did. Smokey the Bear.
Yeah,
Only you can prevent
just
forest fires.
You just aged yourself.
Anyway, that was me. So I totally I kicked myself constantly because I did practice idiotic behaviors and I still do at times.
Yeah.
Right. My wife, is glad to remind me there's certain things that happen when I get too drunk, and I'm out with my buddies and I get too drunk. You included.
Been there.
You've seen me, uproot trees and
Dog little kids at the table.
yeah. Just a lot of stupidity. I can be the first to admit.
But you live and you learn, right?
Yeah, I live and I learn, and I'm slowly but surely making adjustments. Right. Making some adaptations to.
Do you litter now?
I do not litter. Yeah, I do not litter.
Maybe one can go as far as to our litter problem is in large part your fault.
Yeah, that could be. So anyway, we say all that. We had the longest introduction, longest spiels, longest.
I just thought it was interesting that I took them to Beverly Hills. Shelby had never been to Beverly Hills.
I want to say you are bringing to Shelby. We love Shelby, right? You
Yes.
are bringing to Shelby very nuanced experiences in this lifetime.
Right. Well,
And I want to say that kudos to fucking you.
thank you, sir.
Stephen is such a godsend, right? Such a godsend in so many ways. But
She is too.
yeah, no, I'm not saying that she's not, because she has tamed this animal that we see before us today. Very, very much so. But such a godsend, right? Stephen is. I'm in awe. Today we got a chance to hang out with these adorable kids, fucking adorable kids, right? Outside of my own grandkids, I don't say that about too many kids. Although a branch bandit, a buddy of mine, and his daughter Zay. Zay's such an adorable girl. Anyway, Adam, Addie, and Asa. These kids are just little adorable kids. Brings light to this guy's life, right? Softened my man up a lot. He still has his chip on his shoulder. You could probably see it if you squint your eyes really. You could probably see this chip on his shoulder.
If I pulled my shirt down, you'd see it.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, can't miss it. But softened him up real nicely. But kudos to Stephen and Shelby for this great, awesome thing they've got going on. Right now, what's funny is they're over there enjoying some swimming pool time while Stephen and I are doing this podcast.
Yeah.
So
I did. We were at a stoplight and one of those tour vans pulled up,
Was The Rock
No.
anywhere nearby? My Uncle
I'm
Rock?
surprised he wasn't leading the fucking tour,
Well,
charging millions of dollars.
you know, my Uncle Rock, he's a people's guy.
Well, they're on strike. There were
People's champ.
no actors. But we pull up to the light, and they were pulling up, and I told Shelby, I'm gonna talk to this van. She's like, "Oh my God, please don't." I was like, "This is what I do." So I rolled the window down, and I was like, "What's up, everybody?" And they're like, "Where's everybody from?" And the guy in the front's like, "Miami." I was like, "Oh,
Chingon.
okay." I was like, "Yeah, dirty."
Yeah. You know, they don't have those out there. They're the Cubans, buddy.
Sometimes they look.
I don't
Anyway.
know. But anyway, I
So-
want from a phone over.
Then I rolled the window down for the back seat and told the kids to say hi. They all said hi. And the guy leading the tour was laughing on the microphone. So I could do that job with my eyes closed.
Eyes closed. I'm sure you can.
And then we were driving around. I told Shelby I took the tour, and they tell you where all the celebrities live. And she's like, "Well, how do they know?" I'm like, "Well, I can just shit on my parade because they're probably lying to everybody."
It's public knowledge.
Well, I see you can look it up.
You can absolutely look.
But I said if you drive, we drove down a couple streets where the houses were. I said you could tell the old looking houses like Lucille Ball and like Cary Grant.
Right.
Like that's how old they still look.
Right.
But I thought it was fun. Took a tour, and then there's a massive union strike at the Sheraton in downtown Los Angeles.
Which union is it? Is it the
The
Skags? Is it the
Union 101 or something like that. The housekeepers. I don't know what it was.
Oh shit!
But man, they were going off. You could hear them. It was on Figueroa, the strike,
Okay.
and they had all four corners of like Figueroa, 7th, 4th, and what was it? Anyway, they were all in the four corners, and they were loud in unison, banging on metal buckets, megaphones, sirens, wailers, all this shit. And then I'm thinking, imagine being a guest in that hotel at that moment. Like you're on the bottom floor, you're like maybe the 3rd floor. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and these bastards are banging.
Now you're
on
fucking
trash.
mad.
Yeah.
Now you're angry.
And then you check out, and then the Sheraton maybe has to.
Let me give you my thought on unions. Just a brief thought, right? So unions, of course, they're a collective of usually laborers. The problem with unions is that you have probably and this is not accurate, but probably about 65% of that force, of that labor force, are underperformers. And then you have 35% carrying the rest, right? Meaning 35% of that labor force that actually care about their jobs or that actually care about being good people. And then, so the problem with these labor forces or these labor strikes is that they're fighting for the work of that 35%.
Right.
And then the rest of these 65% of that small population, these guys will be milking the clock, there to collect the check, giving zero fucks about
It's like the kid that
actually doing a good
in
job.
a group project that
At what it
shows
is.
up at the
Exactly.
last minute gets A.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the problem with labor forces is that you have that reality, that the human experience, as we've always said, super flawed, right? Super flawed. we are not. Human beings are by no means perfect. We usually, are riddled with the potential to make mistakes purposefully and by accident and by just randomly making mistakes. But a labor force consists of about 65% of people who intentionally do zero. They do the least and they want the most. So they ride on the work of this 35%, and it's the most. What's the best adjective you can come up with?
It's the most asinine.
Asinine. I like that word.
Yeah.
The most asinine
Vile
idea
thought.
thought to have these labor forces, and I totally understand because the managerial class or business owners, they're not necessarily any better either, because there's the probably the same percentage of business owners who would absolutely just squeeze the life out of their labor force.
Right.
So you have this imbalance.
I did Google the strike, and it's housekeepers, and like the janitors, basically the people that clean up the messes, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want $30 an hour. Starting. And
I want to say in today's economy, that's probably.
but what does that do? Again, it's the same thing as when people want $20 an hour at McDonald's. That
Sure,
raises
sure.
the rates of everything
Sure,
else.
sure.
And
Because-
then nobody's going to stay in Sheridan.
Right.
And then nobody's going to stay. And
Right.
it's going to end up being an empty
Right.
building.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, there's got to be. There's a potential UPS strike.
Oh, wow.
2 weeks ago, and we got an email only because we use FedEx and UPS, and FedEx said they sent us an email. There's a UPS strike pending, and it's supposed to start next week, and we're letting you know right now that we will not pick up their slack.
You know
because
what?
this happened 4 years ago.
This subject matter is a perfect segue in what it is I wanted to discuss today.
Which was
Adaptability, adaptation, right?
Mhm.
So if we here in America, the idea here was to emphasize, to live out our individual sovereignty. And then so the idea of individual sovereignty is that you are going to do what's best for you, right? Now, individual sovereignty didn't necessarily mean that you were going to go and get caught up into these systems. It didn't necessarily mean you were going to get caught up into this idea of a work career, and you're bound to these contracts, or that you're bound to these lifelong routines and duties. And what it meant was that you were going to find out from day to day what you're going to do in order to make your life the absolute best, right? And it didn't necessarily have anything to do with a career. It didn't necessarily have anything to do with job functions. What it had to do with was your ability to make the necessary adjustments every single day, whether it was putting food on your table, personal survival, personal health concerns, personal ability for movement, whatever it is, right? But as time went on, cultures changed. As time went on, these social ideas, social norms changed, right? So all of a sudden, we went from having these apprenticeships for specific skills, right? Woodshop, blacksmiths, writers, you name it, right? We went from having these apprenticeships where people can choose to stay in these, lifelong skill sets and provide a pretty good living for themselves. So now we're bound to these careers, we're bound to these college degrees, which eventually lead to your career and what it is you're doing. So all of a sudden, the need for adaptation became non-existent. Your need to change it up all the time, or at least have the ability to do that, or at least have the skill set, right, to make these adaptations, adjustments, became non-existent because you were tied to these contracts. You were tied to these ways of life, these routines, every day, so that you no longer had to think about what it is, what adjustments to make, right?
Like back in the day, if you're, especially in New York, a long time ago, if your father was a firefighter or a cop, that's what you were going to do.
That's what you were going to do, right?
You had no choice.
Now that was an evolution,
right.
Eventually. That was an evolution of something that was originally not that.
Mm-hmm.
in the 1770s.
Right.
Not that in the 1600s, 1500s, whatever it was, right?
And at some point, it goes past guilt or duty. Like if your great grandfather was a firefighter, and his son was a firefighter.
Yeah, that expectation of you to become a firefighter.
And everybody else was a firefighter. And then you weren't, and you became a dancer or something. Then you've ruined that line of people who are the line of firefighters. Go ahead and your business. I can bullshit for a minute.
Steven's got you for a good.
Yeah. So we had to Evan's point. Adaptation. It's a difficult concept to, I think, is to follow through. And his example was you're tied to contracts or tied to deals that are, put in place for your best interest. And a lot of people think that, they don't have to stay at jobs for lifelong. They don't have to have a retirement. They don't have to do this. They don't have to do that. But at the time or right now, it's the best thing for you to do is, establish yourself, establish what's going on, and live your life and be good.
Well, I mean, with all that being said, today we've got a surprise for all. Our guest today has been on the show before, so he's going to be making another guest appearance. So, welcome whenever he has time.
The time to say hello.
To say hello. Welcome.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Brother Jeremiah.
How y'all doing out there? Love you
Who is
guys.
here
Doormen
to a Doormen worthy.
Thanks, sir.
I just brought refreshments and beer. I'm gonna go in the background and hopefully keep these guys, hydrated.
And we absolutely appreciate the
hydration levels.
Appreciate the hydration.
It is hot in California. For all of our listeners worldwide, we're in California. It's hot.
Yeah. Today, probably the 80s, but for some reason it's been.
It's not as hot as it's been, but it's humid as shit.
But yeah, humid as shit today. But in this room, especially, right? Mind you, I only use this room for Doormen recordings.
Yes.
Because it's that big of a deal. We've got a room in our home, and this is the only time that it is used. Very sacred. It's a very sacred time. So I put together a sacred space.
Yes.
For that recording. So that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, to expound on what it is we're talking about, the idea is that we need to make the adaptations necessary for our own good. The idea the idea that us as Americans have this individual sovereignty is it's not about we're owed by any contract or we're owed by any corporation or a job or
yeah, you're not entitled.
We're not owed anything.
You're not entitled to shit.
No. So I mean, for us to sit back and be bound to these union contracts, and I was a part of a union for a long time, and a lot of brothers around that they're a part of unions, but the idea of unions definitely has its drawbacks, definitely has its setbacks, because once again, you'll have that clean percentage of that population of the union body that just milk.
Yeah.
Just
my grandpa was part of a union at his job, and there was always a running joke in our household that there was a guy at his company. I'll say his name because I'm pretty sure he's passed away by now.
Is that the only reason why you would say?
No, I really don't give a shit. Bob Holman was his name, and my grandpa used to come home and say, "He's as useless as a tit on a bull every day, all the time." But he had the same benefits, and he was looked at like he was the best thing since sliced bread. My grandpa used to bust his ass. My grandpa broke his ankle on a route, delivering uniforms, and called them and they said, "Oh, sorry, get the truck back," or something. And he drove the truck back on a broken ankle, on a stick. Broken ankle. My grandma
Shit.
was livid.
Hey, by the way, as a truck driver, I drive a manual myself, so real men drive manuals.
So imagine driving it with a broken ankle.
Yeah. Especially if you have to clutch. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Real men drive manuals.
I learned how to drive on a manual.
I mean, so I'm not saying that all you, automatic shift driving truck guys aren't
Yeah.
real men, but
It's a dying breed.
absolutely dying breed.
Yeah. Wait
That's
till
amazing.
somebody says that the reason the environment is bad is because of stick shift. And you're fucked.
Look, I do have one really buff forearm. in
Or when you're
comparison to-
replaced by an electric unmanned truck.
On a side note, today my Uber was a Tesla. We drove in another Tesla, and he's almost convinced me I'm gonna get a Tesla at one point. Anyway.
Whoa,
back to
whoa,
you.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Hey, listen.
whoa. No. I sat in this very fucking seat, I'd say maybe a year ago, and said I sat in the passenger seat of a buddy who test drove a Tesla, and he busted my balls for it.
Like I said.
So
the
now what
guy
I'm going to do is I'm going to give you...
convincingly explained himself.
I'm gonna give you the proverbial mas because fuck that. That's bullshit.
You know what? Hey, we grow, we mature. We
What are you gonna do
we
when you're not
adjust,
gonna be
we
able
make
to charge
adjustments,
the
guys.
fucking car at night because the grid's not strong enough?
You know what? You're right.
The
It's-
world's
you're
most
you're
expensive
absolutely
paper
right.
weight.
You're absolutely
That's what
right
you're gonna
about.
be. The world's most
By the
expensive
way, we're drinking
paper weight.
Coronas today. Brought to you by Jeremiah. Jeremiah of the Dirt Bags, the Long Beach Dirt Bag.
I don't even understand how you could say that with a fucking straight face that you're gonna get a Tesla.
Listen. The guy convinced me. I mean, he wasn't trying to convince.
What did
me.
he do that convinced you?
All he was doing was explaining the
Uh-huh.
perks of having his
Which
Tesla, which were doesn't pay an ounce, doesn't pay for gas.
Okay.
There's charging stations
Are they free?
readily available.
Are they free?
$12 for a charge.
An hour?
$12 for a charge to get himself, because he usually, this is what, and these were his words, he usually takes his from a 10% charge to an 80% charge. For that charge, $12.
Uh-huh.
Takes him about 20 to 30 minutes.
What does it charge at his house?
He doesn't charge it.
Oh, because he doesn't have the plug?
Probably not.
Interesting.
Probably not. But listen,
Very
that
interesting.
makes a little difference,
It's
right?
all the difference in the world.
If the infrastructure is available around here,
I don't think I've ever heard anything such disappointing in my life.
listen,
This is the most disappointing thing I've ever heard.
I just may. I mean, I'm not saying when, but eventually, I'm gonna get my. So if that Mega Millions lands in my pocket, you might see a Tesla in my pocket,
That's
and it'll be a Model X, by the way.
so disappointing.
Yeah.
You're falling.
Butterfly
You're falling.
doors.
You're falling.
I mean,
You're falling down
I'm
the
just
rabbit
growing
hole.
up. You know,
How is that growing
you're
up?
Seeing the,
That's
you're
following
seeing,
the
you're
fucking
seeing the
fleet of
potential.
sheep.
You're seeing the potential
The
benefits.
fleet of sheep.
You're seeing the potential benefits. You're seeing the potential benefits. Hey, when I pick you up, when I pick you, Shelby, up and the kids in my Model X,
Mhm.
I don't want to hear any bye.
No, I won't. So
You-
don't get in that car.
Hmm?
Like, nope.
If I pull up,
That's the same as getting in a stranger's vehicle.
I pull
'cause
up-
we don't know that guy anymore.
if I pull up,
That's what I'm gonna say.
I'm dragging your ass in the
We don't know him.
That's all there is to it.
We don't know him.
Well, me and Shelby and the kids are rolling off without you then.
Nope.
And then you're gonna have to follow us from behind.
In the gas powered meat wagon.
You're
Yes, sir.
you're gonna be there by yourself.
And then when you run out of charge,
because guess what?
and I pass you,
Soon as Addie sees all of the graphics in my car, right? The display screen, and she's
Okay.
like, "Oh my god!"
At-
and then I
at-
turn on the lights in the car,
and at the same point when
Right.
you're driving your Tesla, you're gonna be drinking a Bud
and then
Light.
Asen,
Mhm.
you know what you can do with
Shots
that?
fired.
You know what you can do with that?
Just asking.
You know what you can do with that? It's bad enough we're drinking
Shots
Coronas.
Are the lights in your new Tesla, are they rainbow colored?
Damn.
Listen, Dylan.
Shots fired.
Just saying.
Anyway.
You sat here busting my balls for me sitting in the passenger seat to somebody else test driving a Tesla.
Listen. I grew up. I mean,
No, you didn't.
I've grown
I'm
in the
upset.
past
I'm
36
upset.
months. In the past 36 months, I've
I don't
grown.
think I've ever been this upset in my life.
Well,
2017, the Dodgers got robbed out of a World Series. Not this upset.
you're right though.
When I found out that
On another note, did you
He-Man
see that fight?
was an absolute homosexual cartoon, I've never been this disappointed in my life.
Hey, did you see that fight between the Cleveland Guardians?
Yeah, bro.
Bro,
That right hook.
did
was-
you see that shit?
Yep.
Oh, I thought when boy from Anderson from the White Sox took off his gear and his stance, I thought my guy was gonna wreck shop.
There's a guy on the Guardians. His name is Elvis Andrews.
Uh-huh.
He's been ringside for two of the cleanest punches in baseball fight history.
And that was one of them.
That was
That
one of
had
them.
to be one of them.
I'll show you the other one. The other one's meat, bro.
My
Straight
man
meat.
came. Was it an uppercut? I
No,
think
the
it was-
right.
Bro, my man went down like bricks. I thought, what on
Well,
earth?
in all fairness,
He says,
Tim
man,
Anderson.
we have a studio audience here today,
Tim
guys.
Anderson is soft as shit.
Hello. Doormen podcast today. We've got a studio audience. My sister, brother Jeremiah.
Yo, yo, yo!
Okay.
I thought you were talking about the fight with.
I saw the Diaz Paul fight. I saw it.
I got to.
The only reason I wanted Nate Diaz to lose was he'd come out and be like, this is all bullshit, right? I took a dive for the money.
No. You didn't. I truly think he didn't train as hard
Yeah, because it's a
for this
joke.
shit. Of course, it was a joke, but I thought for what he gave, for what Jake Paul, what level he's at, I think Diaz was the perfect fight at this time.
Yeah, he's fighting
Right.
a bunch of has-beens.
I mean, look at how Tommy Fury treated Jake Paul.
Yeah, a boxer beat his
Yeah.
fucking ass.
Yeah, beat his ass.
Yeah.
Right. But I thought
And at the end of this fight, he goes, "Oh, let's take it to MMA." I hope he does,
I hope he does.
and I hope he pops his head.
And
Because I can't stand Jake Paul.
I truly think Jake Paul will get his.
I
He'll get
hope
choked out.
in
He's
30
gonna get choked
seconds.
out. He's gonna get tapped out.
In
Something's
30
gonna
seconds, like
happen.
bad,
I don't know. I don't know about 30 seconds.
like loses a vision in one
It'll
eye.
probably be like end of round one. End of round one. That's 5 minutes.
45 seconds.
You're pacing that.
45 seconds.
You got to pace the shit out of that.
Just.
Hey, that dude's got way too much muscle for a fight. Way too much muscle. And he's not a real fighter.
Yeah.
Right? Because you saw, he's not even a boxer. I mean, you see when the fight is put on him, that's when he folds.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, he's good at looking pretty, but a fighter doesn't really show his true colors until the fight is brought to him.
And
then
you
so
and I have
when the
been in a lot of fisticuffs.
Yeah. One or two.
I just can't, the punch that he knocked him down with was so fucking weak.
Nah, I mean, I've been clocked in the temple, and that's no joke. When it's hard enough, and when you're in a certain level of conditioning, yeah, it's rough.
I can't stand either of the other Paul brothers in wrestling now, for Christ's sake.
Oh yeah, WWE.
Like what?
Come on, these guys are money magnets. I mean, you can't expect these guys to be to hold true to some
Also, Jake Paul said he could beat Mike Tyson. Now, but I don't think so.
no fucking
No,
way.
there's no way.
After that Tommy Fury situation,
No.
there is no way. Mike Tyson will eat that fucker
Now.
up. Now.
Yes.
In his 50s.
Yes. I just
Will eat
mob him up.
that fucker up.
I hope he does.
Like nobody's business.
Can't stand it.
Anyway, I mean adaptation. I really wanted to throw in our pearl, right? So, again, I don't necessarily think that I'm the wisest man.
In the room. Until you were gonna buy a fucking Tesla.
Anyway,
It's
I
unbelievable.
think there's wisdom in the Tesla. Okay, but there's wisdom to be plucked out of everywhere. And you know what's crazy is the person that shine that spotlight on me, shine that spotlight to me, is my sister. She's the one who told me,
I can't get around.
hey, brother, you can find wisdom anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And those, she said a lot of things to me, right? But crazy shit is, that's what resonated with me of all the many things that she's told me over the years.
You know what's resonated with me?
What's resonated with
When
you?
I sat in the passenger seat of a Tesla.
And
you fucking
never
busted my balls
You're
open.
never gonna let
For
me
sitting in a
live that
Tesla,
down.
you busted.
You're never
my
gonna
balls.
let me live
Now
that
you
down.
want to buy one? I'm supposed to let
I'm
it go.
saying that it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's exactly what that's gonna happen. I'm about to kick my studio audience out of our.
The room disagrees. Interesting. I'm just saying, when you call me and say, hey, can you take your gas-powered vehicle because my wind-up car ran out of juice?
By the way, guess what tickets I bought?
What?
Chargers Chiefs.
It's just going to be a sea of red.
Sure.
Because there are no Chargers.
But hey, I will be there to represent my Chargers.
I posted a video or a comment on somebody Chargers practice that Keenan Allen smoked one of the DBs, and I was like, Keenan Allen's good, but let's be for real, it's the Chargers secondary. So,
yeah.
I mean,
come on, and yeah, Keenan Allen, them knees, bro.
Patrick Mahomes, yeah, bro.
He paid the boy.
All that means, you know what I mean?
What's that mean?
He's gonna take one low hit to the knee and be like, I'm injured. Get his 260 and walk.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
No
I'm telling you,
way.
there's few and far between when you sign massive deals like that. Look at Joe Burrow.
They gave him the money, man.
Herbert is,
Joe Burrow's not even paid yet. He hasn't started the season
Herbert
on
is a boss.
healthy. How many
Herbert's a
playoff
boss.
wins does he have?
Herbert's a boss.
No, answer my question.
None.
You know how many playoff wins he has? As many Teslas as I own. 0.
But guess what? That's a
What?
boss. You can build a franchise. You can build a squad around my man Herbert.
You could.
And
if,
we will.
If they didn't get blown
And we
out by
will.
Jacksonville.
I'm just
I wouldn't have paid that
glad.
fucker.
I'm just glad Austin Eckler is
Still your running back? Yes,
No.
he is.
no.
Yes, he is.
He won't be by the beginning of our
He's
season.
going to be the only one because you got nobody else.
Trust me. We're gonna.
Bro, we're talking
we're gonna
sports.
find-
Look, hey, we're talking boxing
Look,
and weightlifting and eating.
Listen,
That's you.
listen.
Sports is me.
listen. We're not keeping Eckler,
You're keeping him. You paid him for 1 year. He's gonna start for you.
bro. That would be.
I apologize in advance for your running game being
No.
shit.
That will not
But-
be our guy. That will not.
1000%. You paid him $19 million to stick around.
They paid the quarterback everything.
Mm-hmm.
As we should. As we should. Justin Herbert is the man.
I think you guys finished in a solid 3rd place. I think everybody's undercutting the Broncos. But it's going to be Kansas City win the division for sure.
Yeah, fuck.
Anyway, I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying.
Kansas City.
We're hey, my Chargers are in the rebuilding
Chargers.
stage.
Right.
They have been for the past 30 years.
Yep.
But
Denver.
Your Chargers have been rebuilding since you were a Panthers fan.
Denver
Sure,
they got
sure.
that
But-
boy from
Mhm.
from New Orleans. The
Yep.
coach.
The
Coach
Broncos
Lawrence.
are going to be trouble this year.
wait.
Coach.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton.
Payton.
Oh my God. That's gonna
And the first thing he did, he walked into the camp and said, "Hey, who's this guy?" And Russell Wilson said, "Oh, that's my quarterback coach." He goes, "Yeah, you're fucking fired. Get out of here."
Yeah.
Wow.
Denver's
gonna be trouble.
bro.
Said who's this guy?
They're going to be spoilers.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Yeah.
this guy?
He said, "Who the
Sean
fuck
Payton
is this
no
guy?"
joke, bro.
Get him out of here.
And he's like, "Oh, it's my quarterback advisor." Is what it was. And he's like, "Take a walk."
I mean, hey, no doubt Sean Payton he's a winner. He knows how to win.
Super Bowl champ.
Super Bowl champ, but he's a winner for sure.
Mhm.
So
With Drew Brees
Two
Yeah.
reviews.
yeah, with Drew Brees
and a solid offensive line
with Drew Brees
and a good defense.
what can he produce with Russell Wilson?
Oh, Russell Wilson's got Judy.
He's got a Super Bowl title.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson has
but
been there.
that's the question. What is he going to be able to produce?
Oh, he's doing another cool video. He says, "That's right."
Sierra's gonna be in it.
Like, yeah. Sierra's gonna be their kicker.
Shit. Unnecessary roughness.
Yes.
Part 2.
What was the name of the quarterback in Necessary Roughness?
I know who played him.
I'm asking for the character's name.
I don't know the character's name, but I know who played him.
Paul Blake. Played by Scott Bakula.
Exactly.
Who was one of the coaches?
Wait.
Robert Loja.
Robert Loja. Hey, that was what in our game. That was exactly one of the guys you brought up that I had no clue of
He was
his
in
name.
The Godfather.
Yeah, he was. Robert Loja.
Robert Loja.
Who was also in, wasn't he in City Slickers? And I think that was the movie you mentioned, no? Robert Loja was not
Robert
in
Loja
City
was behind the
Slickers.
City Slickers.
But he was in Unnecessary Roughness. He was in, what was the movie you brought up?
Godfather.
No, it was not Godfather that you brought him up with.
Robert Loja.
Loja.
Oh no, you said the Godfather and I said
You said Robert Loja.
Robert
I
Loja.
was supposed to find out another
And you
movie,
couldn't.
and I couldn't.
Did you think of Necessary Roughness?
Yeah. Anyway.
Should we play the game one time? Old time's sake?
For old time's sake?
Yeah.
Damn, you really.
Get him, bro.
Yeah.
Get him, bro.
And that's how we'll wrap up today's.
Yeah, just asking. We don't have to.
Why not?
Alright.
Why not? I'm always.
You wanna start?
I'm a gamer. We'll start.
Remember, how you start is how I finish, so if you go hard, I'm going to bust your ass 2 in a row.
God dang. Okay,
Okay?
let's start. I'm gonna start with a movie star.
Okay?
I'm gonna go with Sean Penn.
Ooh, Sean Penn. I'm going to go ahead and jump out there and say milk.
Knowing damn well, I never even said eyes.
I could have said colors.
You could have, and then that would have been like
I know what you said to that.
Robert Duvall
Okay.
for sure. I would have said.
All right, we'll go there. We'll go that
Okay,
route.
colors. Okay, thank you for
And you
being
said
lenient.
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall.
Deep Impact.
Deep impact. Deep impact.
Low budget porn he was in. I'm kidding.
It was low budget though.
No, it wasn't.
Deep impact
It was-
sounds like.
it was-
Hey, hold on.
It was to compete with Armageddon. I'll give you a huge hint.
Oh, okay. So Mark Wahlberg. played
Nope.
that. No.
Absolutely not.
Deep impact. Wait. Matt Damon played it. Motherfucker.
You lost.
Son of a shit.
You lost.
I totally lost.
You could have said Tay Leone. You could have said Jon Favreau. You could have said. That's it. You could have said.
Jon Favreau of.
All right. So I won. 1-0. I'm gonna go with the movie, The Replacements.
Keanu Reeves.
Weak.
Come on.
Okay. The movie Parenthood.
Keanu Reeves played in Parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
Parenthood.
My mom is exceptionally proud of me right now. I can tell you right now.
Parenthood.
Yep. Did I just
Who
win?
the fuck was in Parenthood?
2-0. Game. Could have said Steve Martin. You could have said
Parenthood.
Diane Wiest. You could have said
No.
Yeah,
You're
100%.
talking about. You're talking about
Mm-mm.
the dirt. Some dozen.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the movie Parenthood. Will you Google that, please, Jeremiah, for us?
I Google Parenthood. I'm looking for Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
I'm
he's
looking
in.
for Keanu Reeves.
He's in that movie. He plays the daughter of Diane Wiest's boyfriend.
I googled Parenthood.
You could have
It
said
It
Joaquin.
said full cast and crew of Parenthood,
Joaquin.
2010 to 2015. He's not here.
Nope, that's
But
the wrong
Want
movie.
to watch the movie? Not the series.
Nope. Google. I'll say here one. Oh wait.
What? Okay, I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna
Parenthood movie.
Parenthood movie.
Parenthood.
The
Steve
one with the
Martin,
two
guys.
twins?
Steve Martin.
Parenthood movie. Parenthood movie cast.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, he was in it. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix was in it. Steve
Nope,
Martin
nope,
was in it.
Nope. That's
Yep.
that's a TV show.
No, yeah, I got the TV show too.
You
but
gotta-
yeah,
you gotta
Keanu
go to
Reeves
the
was in
movie.
it. He's right.
Oh, you kidding me, Larry?
Yeah, Rick.
Oh, you said,
Moore.
yeah.
They had the guy from the fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, Rick
Rick
Moranis.
Moranis. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Anyway, okay, one more.
Diane
One
Wiest.
more.
Diane Wiest.
Go
Let
ahead.
me get
One
better.
more time. One more
Go,
time.
let me get
I
better.
just needed to warm up.
All right.
2-0.
Come on.
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing, and I'm guessing it's the one.
There's only one Van Helsing.
So we'll say Hugh Jackman.
Okay. Real Steel.
That robot boxing movie that I don't know anyone else
Yep.
who played in that fucking movie.
Okay, I'll say,
Shade.
instead of Real Steel, I'll say, Wolverine Origins.
Wolverine Origins. Who was the guy who played his? Is that his dad?
Nope.
No.
You'd never get that guy's name. That guy had a 35-second part in that movie.
No. Wolverine Origins. Was that Patrick Stewart?
I mean, he was in it, if that's what you want to go with.
I'll go with him, Patrick Stewart.
Okay.
Wait, Patrick Stewart? No.
Yeah, he
What
was
play?
Professor X. End credits. I'll go with X-Men Days of Future Past.
Halle Berry must have been in that one.
Mm-mm.
Days of Future Past.
That's a sweep, ladies and gentlemen. That is a sweep.
God damn. Well, no excuses. My guy he is who he is. It's fucking library of cinema,
Useless knowledge.
cinema information.
Not just a hat rack, my friend.
A lot of cinema information. So you know what? With that, I think we have to close up shop.
That's it.
We have to wrap it up,
Gone.
and that was it. Glad to have this time with you, Doormen.
We
Back
out.
at you next time.